Here with Robert from Black Suit Law in Summit County. Hi, Robert. How are you doing today?
I'm having a great day. How are you?
Good, thank you. So glad you're here today. Can you tell us a little bit about your business in Summit County, perhaps when it started and your background?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm a practicing attorney and have done so since I believe 2005 now. So going on 19 plus years of banging away in the court system. So helping out the business folks is kind of my bread and butter, where I like to help them get started, making sure that they have all the groundwork to get their business off and running so they can worry about getting customers.
That's great. And I understand you teach as well.
Yeah, I do teach. I've been teaching business law at the University of Northern Colorado since 2006. So the students definitely keep me on my toes, and I have to be very aware of. They're able to Google whatever I'm talking about, so I need to make sure that I'm on my game.
Okay, that's great. And then I understand you're on Airport Road in Breckenridge. Can
Correct.
you give people a sense of what your specialties are and how you can help them?
Yeah, so the specialties are any folks that are looking to start up their business and they just don't know where to go. I would love to sit down and meet with them and to discuss kind of their needs and help them understand some of the problems that they might run into if they don't set up that company correctly, because it is certainly a lot easier for me to help them in the beginning than it is for me to kind of along at the end when there's been some litigation involved, and it's certainly more expensive for the client at that end as well.
Makes sense. You always want to prepare ahead of time. And then on that note, can you give some tips for people that perhaps are new to signing contracts, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. For business folks, what I try and recommend to them is to make sure that when they're signing any contracts on behalf of the company, that they do in fact sign the name on the signature line on that back page as the representative for the company. For example, make sure that you're signing your name as the president or the CEO or CFO of that company. Because there are cases, and I've litigated some of them, which indicate that if you sign your individual name on there with no indication as to who you are representing the company, that you may have just in fact signed your name to be personally liable for that debt or that contract that you intended to be for behalf of the company.
Wow, that's a great tip for people to know, and an expensive one, I'm sure, if they get it wrong. And then
Certainly.
I understand there's a difference between LLCs and S corps. Maybe you can shed light on that.
Certainly, yeah. The LLCs are a very popular mechanism, and I think that a lot of attorneys and accountants send folks in that way because of the flexibility and ease of creation. And the S corps are a little bit more structured, which folks might be a little bit scared of. But I think I set up probably 80% S corporations versus LLCs because there are some certain tax advantages that we like to look at from the S corporation standpoint. In addition, the S corporation has a much larger history of law that I'm able to take a look at because the LLCs are relatively new in the legal sense. You may have a situation with an LLC that has not come up before, and so that might be a lot of fun for me, but it might be very expensive for the client. So I prefer to know what the cases are out there. So that's why I steer folks a little bit more towards S corporations if I can.
All right. Well, that's another very important tip. And then lastly, I think it's important people reach out to you when in doubt before signing a contract.
I would agree. Yes, it's a lot easier for me to handle it on the front end than negotiating at the back end. So, if
Okay.
they want to get a hold of me, they can find us on the web, www.blacksuitlaw.com, and our phone number is 970-515-5958.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Robert. Glad to have you on, and thanks for all the tips.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a great day.